There are a bunch of different parts of engaging with Warhammer as a hobby, and I've been thinking about how I engage with it as a hobby and what parts I seem to prioritize more. Really, you can break it down into a few sections. There's watching stuff, there's playing, there's crafting, painting, planning lists, and of course, buying. And for me, this is a really helpful way to start to think about what the hobby is to me and what I actually spend time on versus what I want to spend time on. If I had to rate how I was engaging with the hobby until about a month ago, this is what it would look like. Watching stuff was number one. Maybe you could say planning lists was number two, but that's a little generous. Buying would be number three. And then the rest were kind of in a sort of mixed order where I wasn't really doing much or any of them for a minute. But I signed up to go to the Palm Springs Open to play in the Grand Narrative, and that really helped switch a lot of things for me. Now, I would say that my list looks a lot healthier. Looks a little closer to something like this. Watching stuff in number one, then painting. I had to do a lot of painting to get essentially like 1,500 points battle ready in 3 weeks, which I managed to do just barely. Crafting, as I did do some kit bashing in there to make things a little harder on myself and make the kind of units I wanted to. Playing, to get some games in, to refamiliarize myself with the rules, since I hadn't played in a year and a half, and a ton has changed, especially for the Tau. And planning lists to get my list ready, think about new factions that I wanted to play, new armies. And finally, buying. I did buy some stuff. Maybe you could put it higher depending on how you wanted to, but this has become less of a priority, and most of the buying was specifically to support other elements to make it possible for me to do some of the things I wanted to do, instead of just adding to the pile of shame. So this is what my list looks like now. I'm really curious what you think your list of priorities would look like, and whether you agree or think that there's like something missing from this list that I should have put in here instead. I really like this as a list. I think part of it is I'm trying to figure out what parts of the hobby I actually enjoy the most. Watching stuff is an easy one to put on top because I can do it while doing so many of the other ones, especially painting and crafting. I'm really not great at the painting, but I have been enjoying the kit bashing a lot, and I hope I'll enjoy the painting more as I get better at it. In terms of enjoyment, I think probably it would look something closer to this. Really, I keep bumping this down. I mean, buying, unfortunately, is just such a good little dopamine rush. And it's not super healthy, but this is, I think, the reality of what I'm enjoying the most. There is a nice kind of mindlessness to the painting, where I'm just getting to focus and not think about other things that I'd like to get there. And playing can sometimes be lower, depending on the game, and considering the fact that games just take a while, and I'd like to get better at playing faster. And honestly, planning lists I really love, but I'm trying to do less of it because that then leads into more buying, where I start thinking about other armies I want to play, and I really want to just focus on the one army at a time, a couple little small side projects, and hopefully get my Tau ready in time for 10th edition to be over, and then I'll start a second army as part of 11th edition going. Anyways, that's me. Enjoyment after what the actual was. I hope that you found this interesting, and I'd love to know what your ranking would be for yourself in terms of actual versus what you enjoy in the comments. Thanks. Bye.